Erongo Governor Neville Andre last week visited his former secondary school in Wolfish Bay, where he completed a full tour of the school's facilities. Quisapun Secondary School Principal Jonathan Maswawu, during his meeting with the governor, said that the school's incomplete hall is in need of over $4 million in order to be completed. Quisapun Secondary School has a staff complement of 49 with 1,216 learners.
You're welcome to your school, Quisapun Secondary School. Ora et labora is still our motto, and you know the vision of the school. We aim to offer education of the highest quality. And that as a school, just a little bit of the profile, we are a staff complement of 49, of which 39 are teachers, 10 non-teaching staff, of which 2 of them are admin officers, 8 are institutional workers. And with the learners, for this year, the learners population is 1,216. That is from grade 8 to grade 12. So it's quite a very big school. And with COVID now, it's even more challenges because we are forced to have to go on subdivided or cohorts best to accommodate the learners. Okay? And the main reason we invited you here is just for you to see the project that we are busy with. Because of the needs, because of Wolfish Bay, we know the weather and all that. And we are in need of this school hall where we can have most of these activities, such as the exams and all others. We already started with this project. It's coming from way back during the time of Tate Gottlieb. At the moment, you'll see where it is. We have done mostly the wall structure. It's already the roof level. It has some side rooms that are already completed with the ceilings on. But the remaining part is the one that requires more funds. And that is why we invited you, so that you can just look at the project. Then we'll take you through, just to have a look at everything. And just also to bring back the memories, since it's your school. Yes, so you're welcome once again, Honorable.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I thank you for inviting me. First, I was informed. Let me congratulate the school. Of course, last year, Wolfish Bay was in a very difficult situation because of the lockdowns. Your school was also heavily affected, and you had to teach kids from school, and a number of the kids really could not really get that opportunity to come in class and be assisted with schoolwork. But I was informed that you did better in that circumstances. So I want to congratulate the teachers and also the class of 2020 for the hard work and also for ensuring that they do better amidst the circumstances that they faced. It's all about the hard work of everybody. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
The thing is that the development of a school is not only to be something that needs to be done by the government alone, and the principal and the management of the school should not only wait from government to come in and assist, but I know that the project of building the hall is a community-driven or school-driven,
Yes.
with the parents and less government resources. It's because of your leadership and the unity of the school, the management, that you manage to really build where you are at the moment. And you solicit funds from the parents, from the stakeholders, to build where you are today. I'll see the progress of it.
Definitely.
And it's just, that's exactly what we need to do as a community.
Definitely.
We need to join hands and see the little that we can give to the school, because the school is for the whole community.
Definitely.
and it will really have a positive impact or outcome to the community. They will benefit from it.
Yeah.
So I want to thank the community members who really put some effort and who have been part of this project ever since its inception. And I would want also to urge others to come on board so that the project has come to the finality of it. And we see learners at least making use of the hall. I know I've experienced the stand, where you currently have your assembly.
Current assembly.
If it's wind, you cannot hide from it. If it's sun, you have to bend from the sun. If it's
Cold.
the cold, you have to suffer from that. And the kids that are at this school are from the less privileged families.
Definitely.
And I think we just need to help the school to really ensure that when they come to school, they are motivated, they are assisted, and they work hard. That is, it calls for all of us as community members. So I'm happy to see what is the progress and how far it will sort of, what the different stakeholders can come on board and assist the school. And not only this school, all the other schools. Let us also see what community and the stakeholders at large can bring on board. Because I always say that education, it's about stakeholder, and it's about partnership. And each partner in that stakeholder should bring their part. Once one stakeholder does not give his or her part, it will be a bit unbalanced. So if we can all just give a bit of what we have, at the end you'll see good results and good performance for the school at large. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm looking forward and to see how far is the project.
Definitely.
So thank you for inviting me.
No, you're most welcome. Maybe just to add on a little bit there, as you mentioned, of course, it's a community project. And definitely, as the governor alluded earlier on, we are so grateful to the community. It is where it is today because of them. And with that, we also have partners. As the school, we also have partners, or SWAN. We have a SWAN trust. The SWAN, these are mostly based in Sweden. They are SWAN. Here with us, we have flamingos. Because, we do have flamingos here, the flamingo on the other side. We don't have the swan in this country. The swan is a bird. Because of that, so they had to come up with something that will redefine and connect us both. Since we're flamingo, their side is called flamingo. Here with us, it's called swan. So they normally generate money, funds here and there, and then they send the money to us to continue the whole project. Their main aim is mostly to complete the multi-purpose hall. We do also run community seminars. These are mostly run by SWAN as well. So once the hall is completed, we also use that for the community. And these community seminars, they are mostly for free for the community. They don't pay anything. The tutors are also paid by SWAN. And not only that, SWAN also cater for less privileged kids. Not only for our school, for Emmanuel Reuters as well as the seaside. As we speak this afternoon, we also have another event where we need to give the sponsors. We identified the OVCs. We have 99 learners. These 99 learners are going to benefit from SWAN as well, of which they indicated a list of things that they may need. In terms, it can be the school shoes, it can be sanitary pads and all that. So each of them in a list. So to a tune of 70,000. So that was already bought for them. And then a month ago, since we know parents also normally contribute these voluntary contributions, but these learners cannot because unfortunately their parents are not working. So SWAN also normally takes all that and they paid for them, each of these individual learners. There are 99 of them. That was paid to each of the schools, both the primary school as well as our school. But we're the main beneficiary because it's mostly started with us, but we felt let's also extend to our neighbors. These kids, after all, they are coming from the primary to us here. And since last year, we formed a whole committee. This whole committee, our main goal is to see to that we go out there to look for sponsors, we mobilize the community so that we can finalize the hall, since it plays a very important role, especially for the school. It will help the school in so many regards, as you alluded, in terms of the assemblies and all the meetings we have in the open area. And we know the weather in Walvis Bay is not so favorable. Lately, you see, we are visited by the heat. And just yesterday, we're having the motivation for the grade 8 and 9, and we have to have it outside. Without it, it's necessary, but unfortunately, told them we just have to have this because you need it. They need to start the exams coming next week. So really, your visit here, we really appreciate that. We are grateful, and we know through this, we also want to reach out there for the others to come on board so that we can make this project a success, so that we can realize to its finalization. Okay, so from here, we'll go just to take a little bit of a detour, then you have a look at the school, pass through the school, then all the way to the hall. Then we can take it from there. Okay. And what you have in front of you, it was the bill of quantity. What we did through the hall, we decided to find the quotations, 3 quotations, on the outstanding work of the hall. Find out what are we looking at here. So from the bill of quantity, from the quotation, there were so many variations in terms of the pricing. There was one for about, say, 2.6, 3 point something, and then 4 point something. Then we said, okay, for now, let's get a structural engineer that will give us a bill of quantity in terms of all outstanding work. That is the bill of quantity that we have, which is broken down to different phases, from the roofing all the way to the groundwork. And it comes to a total of 4.8 million. If we were to get the 4.8 million today, we should be able to